Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in my lab, in the book, wrapping up a nice little lesson. We're going to learn about perfection. Anybody perfect? No, perfection in action is mastering Maat philosophy. You put perfection to action when daily. Self-mastery. You got to do it. Let's rock. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking, mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get it together. So I ask the question: do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my girl, Maat, be true. In practicing Maat is how you can reach perfection and you put it to action. That's what this lesson is about. Remember, this is all about self-mastery. Let's rock. Perfection is mastering the mystical teachings. Well, anybody perfect? No. Perfect spiritual is doing the right thing all the time. So you can be perfect in that aspect of practicing the philosophy. It's perfect. Being in perfect harmony means the terms of action, and that's on the path of Maat. It implies that you have a harmonious, balanced manner of living. I told you I live Maat. It's all about thinking what? With both sides of my brain, equanimity, understanding, and doing what's right. When? All the time. Ain't no wrongdoings. Oh, you perfect? Again, practice the philosophy. I ain't gonna worry about being perfect. Stay on the course. And wherein there is what? A concordance. What? Between your desires and the events of the world. If you caught up in fulfilling your desires in the world, you're not going to make it in the spiritual rising in consciousness. Why? You need to let those things go. Some people can't. And when there is no conflict or contradiction, that means your heart and your mind is on the same wavelength, vibing at the same frequency. You become one with God. It's synonymous. And in this state, the feeling of a person and their desires will what? Will flow like the Tao. Let it, like Bruce Lee, be like water. Let it flow. Just go with the flow. It'll happen spontaneously, just like with nature. And with whatever the necessities are for their duties in life, I'm learning how to go with the flow, so to speak. Just go with the flow. Be humble. All that. Learning how to be. Okay. Just learning how to be. Don't control the situation. Just learning how to be in all situations. I know how to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And for example, okay, perfect example. Suppose you wanted to go to the park, but it began to what? Snow. So much that you couldn't go out the house. You got snowed in. Perfection, watch this, is how you handle the situation. Watch this. Average person, perfection in action, right? Thinkers, this is what you do. You would not be to mope around and curse the snow or Mother Nature. No, it might be to use what? This opportunity to catch up on some work you need to do or to engage in some other equally rewarding pastime. My favorite, reading. Ding, 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 ding. In all my downtime, wherever I go, what I'm doing, I keep a book. Why? Because I want to increase my knowledge and understanding, so I constantly study. I teach every day. I study every day. That's why, personally for me, imperfection here is what? Not being a grumble and a complainer about your misfortune or the situation that you got no control over. I hate a whiner. Talk the water, shut up. Okay, whatever you got to do it and shut up. Man, I had to do so. See, I ain't that dude. I ain't got no, I'm not soft at all with that nonsense. Okay, but perfection here would be not to grumble and complain about your misfortune, but to bear it. That's what men do. Bear your adverse situation. How you do that? With poise, knowing and understanding more than believing that God has caused this situation. And my man, sister said it best. I'm with Christ, matter good or bad. I'm still with him. In all situations, it ain't gonna be good. That doesn't mean you bail out because it ain't good. So that's what this is telling you. If you understand that, the situation made by him, handle it, deal with it your way. And watch this. But to bear your own adverse situation, keeping God as the cause of this situation, he's in control. If you realize that, freaking out, you won't do that. That's just understanding who he's in control and for a purpose. And that there is no use for you to losing your mental balance over it, or AKA your cool. Act like you've been there before. Ain't no big deal. It happens all the time. Moving on. I got these lessons. I'm seeing I got the roll. I got another whole page of information for you. So I'm going to get this out the way. Again, perfection is just following the rule, following the principle, following the philosophy. Play it out. Perfection in action is a graceful, fluid, effortless way of life, which moves with the world. I'm in the world, but not of it. Why? I'm weaving deep through the nonsense that I don't need to deal with and do what I need to do. That's why. Like man Joyce said, I can slide between the molecules of bullshit like an eel through seaweed. So I don't have a whole bunch of drama. Okay? No friends either. While trying to what? Achieve your personal or certain goals in your own life. And while still trying to what? Gain certain results from your action. Cause and effects. You do this for something. You do this because you want something back. You should not depend on those for your inner fulfillment, though. Again, I do things out of advancement, but when I'm doing stuff, this selfless service, I don't look for nothing in return. I know I'll be blessed for that. So moving on, that action takes care of itself. Why? Because it's from the heart. Simple. I don't come here so I know God gonna bless me. I'm going and just do my little. No, I come here to teach, get my information, give it to somebody who want it, appreciate it, and not do it from the heart. That's why I'm blessed with that action. Hold on one second. Oh no. Remember, we do things for a reason, cause and effect. And if your cause is right, then the effect should come out on top also. Where we at? Now, with this attitude you put into that, you will be surprised on how much you are really able to accomplish. Why? Because you have not wasted any time in emotional anger or grief. Useless emotions for something that you got no control over. Okay, somebody died. You ain't got to fall out at the fool. Or you ain't got to get all crazy because somebody said something or did something you didn't like. Your actions always will become highly qualitative and inspired when they're done right. And just, my man told me at church, people see you. People see where you can carry yourself. People see the way you carry yourself. And people respect that. Thank God. That's what I do it for. But thus now, you will be highly successful in any endeavors due to your powers of what? Concentration, focus, and your inner strength to get it done. Along with this, you now will experience uninterrupted peace, bliss, which will carry you through any adverse situations in your life. I'm good with God. So whatever happens, I'm still good with God. That's what they're telling you. That's what that means right there. So no matter what's going on, as long as you do what you're supposed to do, you good. This is what you do on the path of what we call the path of Maat as your spiritual discipline. You practice that daily. I tell you, I live Maat. I practice my spiritual disciplines every day. Have been for the last 20 years. So that's what this is about, this section right here. I can get this out the way. I got, 10 minutes. This should get me right there. All right, you know how we do. So those who desire or feel like they want to tread the path of right thing philosophy, we call it the path of Maat. You should allow your devotional feelings to flow where? Towards the mother. Maat is the female goddess, okay? Not a male. I show her utmost respect. You can too. Watch this. She's the divine mother of order, righteousness, reciprocity, justice, everything that's right. That's what she represents. She's the mother aspect. You must begin to feel that your actions, your thoughts, and your words are those of this goddess, aka Maat. Place yourself in her hands. Trust me, you can trust her. And allow her loving hand to what? To guide you. Let your conscience be your guide. You got to have somebody who you following. And you can feel that what? Adversities you have created for yourself now will what? Will be able to be overcome through what? The grace of Maat. When I went through my situation, I stayed true to Maat. Didn't miss a beat. And she stayed true to what she is and see me through it. See adversities for what? As a lesson. I took it just as that. Okay? The lesson was to me not freak out over losing, material things. You talk that good talk, but what happened when it's you? I handled it just that way. I feel so good about that. All right, but that was my life lesson. I knew that after a certain point, okay, this is a test. I got you. And I handled it. I hope I passed with flying colors. Why? Because I stayed in control. See adversities as lessons in life. From who? The Divine Mother. If they're doing it for a reason. Get your attention. And you can chant her name in adoration. She got no temples dedicated to her. She got none of that. No. But you can praise as they what? As the very source of your strength. And that's what I do. You see me doing this? That's me praising Maat. Okay. And she will destroy what is what? Ignorant and sinful within yourself. There you go. So as to what? Purify one heart. Chant these words. Om Mayate. Om Mayate. Am Makaru. I love that. Makaru. This is the divine self manifesting as Mayate. Grant that I become purified and enlightened. I live for that. Why? That's a goal that we should all want to obtain. Why? Because purify my heart and enlighten to who I am, lightens my heart at the time of judgment where I can match the feather of Maat. That's why. That's the concept. That's what I live for. All right, let's go. I got 10 minutes to get this in. Let's rock. You must personally strive on your own to understand all that your struggles have not come to you by what? Accident. Yeah. Just as your prosperity as well as not to come to you by accident. You didn't get it by just choice. No. You need to understand that God in the form of Maat, there you go, the scales or the pedestal, is behind every situation in your life. If you're a Maat philosophy follower, this is your God, okay? And she's responsible for every situation in your life, just as she is behind the relentless and the perfect movement of the planets and the stars, aka the galaxy. She is in control, according to Maat. With this wisdom, now you need to develop your own feeling of what? Contentment within oneself, and to avoid useless and negative expectation of people. Expect things out of life. If you expect anything from anybody, you're going to be let down. Expect everything for yourself, okay? And you can depend on Maat. Watch this. And people expect things out of life, but not realizing what? That the world is not set up to pamper anyone's ego. The world don't owe you jack. Nothing. Get a grip. Understand that. Your ego, okay, it ain't here to appease you. It ain't here to satisfy you. I know people who think everything got to be their way. She got problems in everything. There's always a problem. Why? Because it ain't never always her way, and that's what she want, her way. They ain't gonna understand no other way. That causes problem. That's contradiction and conflict. But we teach you right now how not to be. Self-mastery takes that nonsense. That's pure ignorance. Okay? When you team ignorance up with ego and female, emotion kicked in, well, they all the same thing. But you gonna get nothing. That's not going to work. You may expect things like this and work for things out of life, but knowing that the Divine Mother, if done right, will grant you whatever you need, just as a good parent provides what they child. I just did the lesson about, I told you, my wants ain't never been satisfied. I told my children, I'm going to satisfy your need. I never needed for nothing, so I never got caught up in that. I said my wants. I told my children, I'm going to satisfy your needs. I got nothing to do with your wants. Could care less. Again, that's what they said right there. They said the same thing. I ain't got a problem with that. As a parent, you give them what they need, by all means. But they want, they got to take care of that on their own. Devote oneself to what? To selfless service in the name of the goddess Maat. Okay, Christians do it in the name of Christ, whatever. Again, I ain't complaining about however you get to God. You need to what? You need not advertise why you are doing what you are doing. No purpose for that. Simply help others at every opportunity as it rises, while at the same time keeping company with what? Virtuous and spiritual people with high-minded ideas. That's my church family. I tell you all the time, I love being in my church. Wow, that environment. That's what that is right there. Right there. That's where I got it from. That's why I tell you, I love being in that environment. I don't get it nowhere else, so I go to church. Pray each morning. Do that. And what? That the divine self may use you to better the world. My job is here every day to do this, and for 6 years, I've been on my job. I got nothing compared with the son. He got millions a year. So I'm just on my grind doing what I do, okay, for you. Pray and meditate that you will be led to what? Purity of heart, to speak Makadu, do the right thing. All the things I tell you I do, that's what you need to be doing. Why? That's what I did. Still doing it. Ain't stop. So, that your mind can be cleansed of what? Negativity. Bad qualities such as anger. I don't harbor no anger. I ain't got no beef with nobody. I'm not mad about nothing. Hatred. I don't hate on nobody. I'm happy and thankful for everybody. Whatever. If you're successful, I'm happy for you. Jealousy. I ain't ever been jealous of no man or woman, okay, in life. Greed. Learned that lesson from him. I know when enough for me. I know when I had enough, one way or another, both ways. Anxiety. I don't have none. Stress. Don't do that. Dullness. I got intellect. Insecurity. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm secure in my position. Agitation. I don't let nothing go across my mind and cause me problems, etc. That's self-mastery, okay? Being in what? Control of oneself all the time. Which is crippling your ability to what? To truly discover your divine bliss and happiness within yourself. You your worst enemy. That's what they're telling you. That's what it comes down to. And as you do these things, you yourself now will develop your own insight into what? Your own calling. And when you discover it, you will feel a deeper enjoyment from the work which cannot be measured in monetary senses. I tell you all the time, I don't do this for the money. And the little bit I get from them, that's proof of that. So, righteousness, harmony, peace, order, contentment, all these are right thinking, philosophy, qualities, and the main things, effacement of that ego, are the liquor of Maya. She don't do ignorance. She don't do that negative stuff. No parts of that. Get that out of here. A spiritual aspirant, right thinker, must surrender him or herself with this divine nature, because it is the substance which leads to spiritual enlightenment, the goal of all right thinkers, the realization of your true immortality, aka knowing thyself, and the supreme bliss while still alive, and that takes you to the life beyond. I'm going to be me for eternity. Can you say that? That's the lesson. I got to go eat. I just got the call. So right thinkers, hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'm teaching now and I'm rolling. I'll be right back with some more. You know how I do. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me 100 miles a day. So I never know my right thinkers who starting to realize the Maya path is the way that never passed away. We don't. I'm out.